Hi, welcome to the Marvel Comics Movies Master Analysis series, where I decode the several multiple hidden details present in Marvel movies using the Bible. Something that has never been done before with this level of insight. Maybe that's the reason why my channel has been subscribed over 1 lakh times in less than 1 month. In this video, I'll be presenting the first part of my analysis of the movie Doctor Strange, released in 2016. Marvel created the characters Doctor Doom, who later evolved into Doctor Druid and ultimately into Doctor Strange. But do you know what these characters have in common? They were created in the image of Aleister Crowley, an occultist and a Satanist. Known for his black magic practices, he was dubbed as the most wicked person in the world by the British press. Notice how similar they look. In this video, we're going to explore how Doctor Strange was influenced by the occultic practices and influence of Aleister Crowley. This movie accurately defines spells, the usage, and related concepts like magical relics, which isn't surprising given the occult origins of Marvel Comics. This is Marvel literally teaching the occult to its viewers. I'll explain this further in my analysis of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Aleister Crowley identified himself with the number 666, a number associated with Satan, and this is one reason we see Doctor Strange displaying the devil's horns and the number 666 throughout the movie. Crowley was fascinated by the satanic antagonists in the book of Revelation, the apocalyptic book of the Bible. He sought to be one of the beasts mentioned in it, but allegedly felt disappointed at the end of his life for not achieving this. Marvel addresses this by portraying him as a type of the false prophet in the Avengers series. You can watch my reviews of these movies where I cover this in detail. Crowley wrote a book called the Book of the Law, which stated that its followers should align themselves with their true will through the practice of ceremonial magic. This philosophy is reflected in Doctor Strange. Thelema, the spiritual philosophy developed by Aleister Crowley, shares similarities with Gnosticism, which I discuss in detail in my reviews of the Avengers movie series on my channel. In the movie, the Ancient One and Jonathan Pangborn echo Gnostic beliefs, suggesting that the material world is a prison that can be transcended through gnosis or esoteric knowledge. According to Gnosticism, the serpent in the Garden of Eden, identified as Satan, was sent by the goddess Sophia, and Eve eating the forbidden fruit was actually a positive act, as it opened her eyes to knowledge. This is alluded in the movie when Doctor Strange bites the apple and discovers the eye of Agamotto. Before moving on to the next topic, I'd like to take a moment to mention my Patreon page, where you can connect with me to get exclusive behind the scenes look and also take a sneak peek of what's coming in the future. I'll leave a link in the description and I hope to see you there. We see several references to the mirror dimension in this movie. Aleister Crowley is known for his occult practices involving mirrors. He claimed that mirrors could enhance ritualistic environments and facilitate communication with spirit entities. In line with this, in the movie, it is declared that the mirror dimension makes Caecilius and his disciples more powerful. The movie also suggests that the mirror dimension can be used to train, surveil, and contain threats, which aligns with Crowley's teachings. Throughout the movie, we encounter numerous scenes where visuals are distorted, disorienting, warped, and vibrant. These effects reflect the altered perception of a person under the influence of psychedelic substances, a practice Aleister Crowley incorporated into his rituals, believing it heightened spiritual experiences. Additionally, the practice of astral projection, which plays a significant role in the movie, was integral to Crowley's system of ceremonial magic. In one of his writings, Crowley recounts an incident where a roommate levitated upon entering the room, reinforcing his belief that levitation could be achieved through spells. This idea could be a significant influence on the portrayal of Doctor Strange's levitation abilities in the movie. Doctor Strange and Aleister Crowley both integrate Eastern mysticism with Western knowledge. The eye of Agamotto mirrors the eye of Horus. This connection is evident because Aleister Crowley identified himself as the prophet chosen to guide humanity into the aeon of Horus, an Egyptian god often depicted as a man with the head of a falcon. This is also why the concept of the third eye appears in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, a topic I will explain in detail in a later video. Aleister Crowley frequently visited Hong Kong, New York, and London during his lifetime. In the movie, it is mentioned that 3 sanctums were built in places of power where great cities now stand: the Hong Kong Sanctum, the New York Sanctum, and the London Sanctum, which together generate a protective shield around the world. It is highly probable that Crowley, with his occult practices, had created similar satanic altars in these locations. In Tibetan Buddhist teachings, Shambhala is viewed as a mystical realm where peace and harmony reign, untouched by war and suffering. The movie's use of this term as a Wi-Fi password strengthens its connection, potentially alluding to the Tibetan Lama Aleister Crowley met during his journeys to the Himalayas in 1902. This Lama is represented as the Ancient One in the movie. Throughout the story, Doctor Strange undergoes trials to prove his mastery of black magic at Kamar-Taj, mirroring Crowley's own struggles as he explored occult practices, possibly in search of Shambhala. Aleister Crowley famously insisted that his extensive occult library be brought along by his fellow climbers during an expedition to K2, the second highest mountain in the world. The movie also references several occult texts such as the Key of Solomon, highlighting Crowley's affinity for such works. Given his deep involvement in occultism, it is highly probable that Crowley had a particular attachment to these esoteric texts mentioned in this movie. The movie references music artists such as Beyoncé, Eminem, and Bono, who are often seen sporting the 666 symbol and the devil's horns. These references are not coincidental. I will cover Bono in depth in a future video. Gnosticism and Thelema view Christianity as a false doctrine, and Jesus' followers are referred to as sheep in the Bible, with Jesus as the shepherd. Similarly, in the movie, Caecilius' disciples are referred to as sheep seduced by false doctrine, paralleling this concept. The Book of the Law, written by Aleister Crowley, declares one simple commandment: do what thou wilt, meaning you are free to do whatever you desire. This philosophy aligns with how the Ancient One is depicted in the movie, drawing power from the dark dimension and telling Doctor Strange that sometimes breaking the rules is necessary to serve the greater good. This concept reflects the law of Thelema, which Doctor Strange will continue to embody throughout his movies. I will explore this in greater depth in my analysis of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Now that you've understood how Doctor Strange was created in the image of Aleister Crowley, you will now be able to look beyond the literal meaning of the movies featuring Doctor Strange. To keep this video concise, I had to skip few aspects of the movie. So be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out my future movie analysis. You can help support the growth of this channel by connecting with me on Patreon. Be sure to share this video with your friends, and with the knowledge that you've gained in this video, my analysis of the Avengers movie series will make much more sense. So you can check them out on my channel. The first question that we as Christians might ask is it possible to achieve what Aleister Crowley allegedly achieved? The Bible answers yes. However, it warns of severe consequences for Christians who pursue such paths. The Bible forbids all forms of occult practices and magic, including using psychedelic drugs, consulting mediums through Ouija boards and tarot cards, engaging with spiritists, and participating in certain exercise techniques. These practices are biblical doorways to Satan. The Bible urges us to discern between true and false prophets. Aleister Crowley was a false prophet, a wolf in sheep's clothing. The Bible warns of false teachers in the end times who will preach doctrines to suit their own desires. Ironically, Thelema in Greek means desire. The Bible instructs us to destroy any magical artifacts that we may possess. Even the peace symbol has its roots in the occult. The Bible also warns against causing children to stumble, who are the primary target audience of this movie.